Conspiracy is about a 26-year-old woman called Polly who works at an insurance company. She's been there for about 5 years as a trainee, and she doesn't know she's bored yet, but she bumps into an old university friend protesting in the lobby of her office one day against the company because they deal with fracking. And she realises that she's gotten into a bit of a rut and has become reliant on this big corporation. And so she starts to reconnect with this old friend, she joins them in protest, and she kind of goes down the rabbit hole and ends up going much further than she ever meant to and leaving her old life behind. So it's quite an exciting play. There's a lot of scenes, it moves quickly, it sort of goes between two worlds of like clean and corporate and grey and computers and wild and creative and anarchic rebellion. It feels like a bit like being in like quite a cool band because the four directors are able to speak to each other. It's quite generous. There's not a feeling, there's sort of a feeling like we're all going on this big journey, literally going on tour to London, you know, and we're all trying to achieve the most interesting, exciting, intelligent version of the play that we can make. And it does feel like weirdly the whole year group's doing that, even though I haven't been in their rooms or anything. It does feel connected, I think, because each play has such a strong impulse behind the making of it that's how the four are connected then. And also just the commitment of each group is matched. But yeah, it feels like they're kind of in dialogue. We share production meetings. That's obviously completely unusual, but kind of brilliant to hear the two dialogues happening at once. And we share creatives across shows, and actually that's unusual, but it has a lot of benefits because all shows do exist anyway in a kind of network of dialogues with all the other shows that are on, or like what people are seeing. You know, there's all the plays on in Glasgow at one time, all the plays on in London at one time, and like this is a bit like that. We're existing in dialogue in tandem. The whole industry is constantly changing as a landscape, so it feels like a little microcosm of that, which is quite nice. Conspiracy used to be set somewhere in England, and coming from the students, we now set it in Cardiff. And it's grown so much more because of that. It's become more specific, much more invested. We've worked out that the reason you protest is if something is local to you, and it has way more meaning to it. And it's a bit like that with that project. When you get to look at somewhere else's theatre culture, I think you could probably only learn from it in terms of the nation's theatre. And as well, sometimes we think of like the UK as one thing, and it's so disparate, and there's so many different cultures and so many different ways of art making that it's quite nice to like bring that to London and just go look at all this other fascinating stuff that you can leave London and see.